Welcome back to Cord Cutting today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including right now, big changes coming to HBO as they redefine their traditional cable channels, impacting streaming too. Also, DirecTV is adding hundreds of channels to its new, cheaper sports streaming package. These are local channels now available in more markets. We got the full breakdown there. And Sesame Street's coming to YouTube for free. We'll break down everything happening there and a whole lot more. It was a busy day in the world of cord cutting. But first, hey, if you want to learn more about any of these stories, check out the show notes and in the first pinned comment. Don't forget you can sign up for our newsletter. Send all these stories sent to your email box every morning. Link in the show notes. But I'd love to hear your opinion on these stories. Leave me a comment. If you like what we do here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. All right, let's dive into it. Warner Brothers Discovery's been making some big changes. They're going to spin off all their cable networks minus HBO. And with this, though, they did shut down some of its Cinemax channels and HBO channels last month. And now they're renaming the remaining channels, or some of the remaining channels, to be new focuses on it. For example, HBO 2 is now called HBO Hits. HBO Signature is now HBO Drama. HBO Zone is now HBO Movies. More Max is now Cinemax Hits. Action Max is now Cinemax Action. And 5 Star Max has been renamed to Cinemax Classics. Now this goes beyond just changing the name of the channel, but also the focus of the channel. So you can see some of these, get a little bit more specific in the drama, get more in the focus on their HBO movies and different areas with this. Be interested to see what happens here. Now, if you're an HBO or Max subscriber and you have these included in your subscription, you're obviously going to notice the big change there with it. Minor changes focus on some of the content that came with this, but overall, big change here with how HBO is being managed. And it's interesting to see the linear cable networks getting some love in this rebranding. For the most part, Warner Brothers Discovery seems to be kind of pulling back from cable. They're spinning off all their cable networks, minus HBO, which is going to stay with the Max, into an independent company next year. We'll keep an eye on this, but if you're an HBO person, big changes coming to your lineup. You may notice some new content with these new names. All right, next up, DirecTV has added hundreds of local channels to its My Sports genre packs. This is the cheaper sports package here. Cheaper being relative, it's cheaper than their main packages, but it's $59.99 for the first month, and it goes up after that. But with this, you get local ABC, CBS, and ABC affiliates, along with Fox affiliates that were already in place being added here. You get tons of things like ESPN and channels, FS1, Golf Channel, SEC Network, TNT, USA, ACC Network, and more. Plus, with this included your base one. Now, somebody correct me, is the Big Ten Network part of this? If not, that's a huge miss to not have the Big Ten, because it's owned by Fox. Have FS1 and not the Big Ten Network be a huge miss. But it's great to see the Golf Channel included in this. But increasingly a growing number of local channels included. Link in the show if you want to find out more. But DirecTV says even more locals are on the way, making this one of the cheaper options to get just locals if that's all you want. Though, again, 20-some bucks more, or a little less than 20 bucks, depending which package you get. You can get YouTube, Hulu Plus Live, DirecTV's full packages, get your locals, and a whole lot more with it. All right, Sesame Street has struck a deal with YouTube to expand its partnership. And with this, you will see hundreds of full episodes of Sesame Street be made available on YouTube with no subscriptions needed. Now, this comes as Sesame Street is leaving HBO Max. It'll be moving new episodes over to Netflix. But classic episodes are coming to YouTube. It seems to be an effort to attract a new generation of fans, because let's be honest, a lot of people that's really get it. Disney's been very aggressive in this, putting a lot of their Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, etc. here to get people hooked and then drive them hopefully over to Disney Plus. Seems that Sesame Street's hoping to get some people hooked here and then get new episodes, drive them over to Netflix to get subscriptions with this. Now, these new episodes will not appear on YouTube until January. January 2026 is when they'll go live. I don't I didn't put in a story. I don't think the press release said. Is this like January 1st or January 15th? I'm not sure, but it's coming. So check it out. Link in the show notes if you want to find out more about that. But good news to see Sesame Street become more widely available. All right. If you're a fan of Apple Music but you don't want to pay the monthly fee or use the Apple Music app, Apple has agreed to partner with TuneIn, the music and local radio station streaming and sports streaming app, to bring its radio stations that are commercial free for free to TuneIn around the world. So with this, you'll be able to access a bunch of Apple Music channels like Apple Music Hits, Apple Music Country, Apple Music Uno, Apple Music Club, and more through the TuneIn app, giving you one more way to listen to their radio stations for free. Check out, I've been a big fan of the TuneIn app. I've noticed a lot of the radio stations now are on the iHeartRadio app. I use both. Check it out. Bad news for NFL fans. In 2025, the NFL Red Zone will include commercials. Now, a lot of people are going to blame Disney for this. Disney is buying the NFL Network and NFL Red Zone. That is not completed yet. That's not a done deal. They tested out some of these commercials last year, and now it's going to be launching. This was confirmed by the host during the Pat McCaffrey show. He says it's out of his control. But with this, they're no longer going to start the show with the famous 7 hours of commercial-free football starts now, to a new intro called 7 hours of Red Zone football starts now. They say these will be short commercials, not full-blown commercial breaks, but you get little snippets of commercials here and there. We saw them test it last year, and now they're bringing it in. Again, NFL conference owns it. Yes, ESPN and Disney are buying it, but not yet. This is not Disney doing this. So just put your anchor where it belongs, over in the NFL on this one. 30 years ago today in TV history, Xena, Warrior Princess, was released, redefining cult TV. The show became widely popular, released on September 4th, 1995. So yesterday, technically, I recorded these the day before. But Xena, Warrior Princess, was released, creating a hit show for its TV network. Check it out. Any fans of the show, leave me a comment. Let me know. This one's interesting. According to Nielsen, 20% of all Roku suppressed broadcast TV, so local stations, viewing in July, with 20% of all TV viewing coming on Roku with that, which I find very interesting. More people watch TV through Roku than watch ABC, NBC, Fox, etc. with this. And overall, broadcast TV made up just 18.4% of world viewing in July 2025. Have you noticed you're watching less broadcast TV? I'll be fully honest, I don't watch much live TV outside of sports and outside of news. Why do that? I can go to Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, all these other places on demand, when I want it, how I want it. I have a Nintendo, I have YouTube, I have Fubo, I have Hulu Plus Live, I have all these services, Sling TV, and more. But I end up just on the on-demand services more. Are you that way? Are you not that way? Leave me a comment. Let me know. I want to hear from you. But is it surprising to find out that 20% of all television viewing happens on Rokus? Let me know. A classic internet service is shutting down this year, and I had it. I vividly remember growing up with AOL dialup. You got mail. Getting home. Anybody here ever get home from school and go straight to your AIM Messenger and see, or Yahoo Messenger, see if you got any of your friends message you while you were at school or gone or traveling or something? But AOL dial-up internet was shut down this month, at the end of the month, after 34 years of offering service. I actually had AOL growing up when I was a kid. One of the first internet providers I think we ever had. Then later in life, when I was traveling for work, I actually got it back when hotels didn't always have internet. And I used AOL to be the way I got internet on the road. But check it out. Unfortunately, on September 30th, 2025, it was shut down. Surprisingly, quite a few people still use it. But that number is dramatically dwindled as things like 5G home internet, low Earth orbit from SpaceX, soon Amazon and others, has brought internet to rural America, who in the past did not have an option other than maybe expensive HughesNet satellite internet or other ones. But AOL is shut down. It's first launched in 1991, and I still remember it. the chat rooms, the teen areas, all the things that AOL had, the walled garden. And then he discovered he could leave the walled garden and go to things like Yahoo and stuff before there was Google. But AOL dial-up internet coming to an end. Anybody here have AOL dial-up? Did you use it? Leave me a comment. Let me know. All right. We talked about DirecTV's cheaper TV package, sports only. Fubo has one, but many people have been complaining this week after it launched they can't get it, and it's very true. Fubo is a live TV service. Their sports package is only available in a handful of markets. We asked Fubo where it's available, and they declined to comment, but they did say they are aggressively rolling it out almost by the day to more markets. So if you do not have the new Fubo internet package that allows you to get discounted number of fewer channels at a discount price to save some money with more focus on sports with it, good news is it's coming soon to that. All right, a few other stories here that jumped out at me. I thought this one was interesting from CNN Health. If you're using the phone while you go to the bathroom on the toilet, you are maybe making yourself more at risk for hemorrhoids. So are you sitting there watching YouTube, maybe some Netflix more on your phone, texting, scrolling Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever it may be, follows on all of our social medias? Apparently, according to this, hemorrhoids are more likely to be created by sitting on the toilet for long periods of time, scrolling on your phone. So be careful how much time you spend on your phone. Does this surprise you? I thought that was interesting, so check that out. Also, interesting, we talked about jobs and AI getting into cord cutting a lot here because AI is having a massive impact on all these streaming. But a report from Yahoo Finance says trade jobs are exploding in popularity, particularly with Gen Z. Things like HVAC, as AI still can't install your HVAC system. A human still needs to come and do that until those robots figure it out. But great opportunity here, and it's very interesting to see that a lot of people are increasingly going into trades. I think this is great. You know, not everybody needs to go to college. There's a lot of great jobs out there with it. And I'll throw it out there. Accountants are another great one. And some people point out AI is going into accounting. Still, though, there's such a massive, massive need for accounting help out there right now. A great option with that. But speaking of AI, Salesforce is laying off hundreds of people there because the CEO says they don't need as many people in the day of AI. As AI increasingly takes over mundane, routine tasks that once were done by humans. Have you noticed a lot of people looking at things like HVAC, plumbing, electrical? Huge demand for those kind of positions. Good pay, long hours, hard work, won't lie. But it can be good pay in a day and age where a lot of these seemingly cushy office jobs have been starting to be plucked up by AI. Could be a good way to fight it. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll be back again on Monday with another cord cutting today, but we'll be here all weekend with videos. I got a lot to cover in the world of cord cutting, so check back all weekend. Until then, take care, be safe, enjoy some football. NFL's kicking off this weekend. College football's in full swing. Anybody here more of a college fan than pro? That's me. I watch both, but give me a good college game any day over an NFL game. Well, until next time, take care, be safe. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.